Some years ago, I visited Ein Karem, a town southeast of Jerusalem where tradition says John the Baptist was born. There's an icon in the church there that may suggest who John was. He was a powerful individual. It's not just the way he dresses or how he looks. He lived in the desert, after all, where you can't keep up appearances. The icon suggests John was strong, committed to God, loyal to his mission no matter what. Matthew's gospel today begins in a prison where John's waiting for death. He was put there by Herod Antipas, ruler of Galilee, because John criticized him and Herodias, his new wife. It's a ridiculous story, you remember. Criticizing powerful people can cost you your life. But John wasn't afraid to speak the truth no matter what. And even as he faces death, John doesn't think of himself. He sends his disciples to Jesus to ask, "Who are you? Are you the one who is to come, or should we look for another?" He wants his disciples to transfer their loyalties to Jesus. John was someone who knew who he was. He was the son of Zechariah and Elizabeth, of course, cousin of Mary, the mother of Jesus. His father was a priest in the temple of Jerusalem, who must have expected John to follow him as a priest. But John chose another course. God led him another way. We don't know when, but John went down to the Jordan Valley, where the road ascends to Jerusalem, and he preached and baptized the crowds going up to Jerusalem to the temple of the Lord. The clothes he wore, his style of life, set him apart from everyone else. But John knew who he was. I am a voice in the desert, proclaiming the way of the Lord. And Jesus praised John for being who he was. He was no reed shaken by the wind or a follower of the latest trends. John was faithful to what God called him to be. So John the Baptist is an important figure in our Advent ceremonies, reminding us to be who we are and who God calls us to be. Each of us has a mission. Each of us is called to be a voice of God wherever we are. Who are you? John asked Jesus. And we can ask the same question of ourselves. Who am I? When we were baptized, we were given a new life and a mission by God. A lighted candle was entrusted to us. We were given a voice, some talents to use, and a time and a place to use them. We're to let our light shine, to speak as we can, to use the gifts in the time we have. The great figures of Advent, the prophet Isaiah, John the Baptist, Mary, the mother of Jesus, Joseph, and the others, they point the way that we should live. We're voices, each one of us, calling out the way to Jesus Christ, calling out the way to life.